Hey everybody, and welcome to week 6 of class. We're right at the end. We've got one more full week, and we've got a next weekend's actually by Thursday night, and then we're done. So let's talk about what's coming up this week. We have 4 chapters that we're going to cover off on. 3 of them have quizzes. One of them doesn't. So you're going to cover a chapter on information technology, chapter 14. You're going to cover accounts and accounting information for those of you who are interested in it. This is where we're going to it in the most depth. And that does have a quiz. Managing business finances, for those of you who are interested in that, we'll do a brief overview of what finance and financial management is. And you have a quiz with that, and understanding money and the role of banking. We're going to cover on that as well. And that also has a quiz. Those quizzes are due next Friday by 11:59. And that's about it. And then we don't have any assignments, but we're done with the assignments at this point. But we do have a discussion post we're going to do, and that's in relationship to chapter 14. And we're going to talk about the impact technology has, or what you anticipate it will have on your future careers. And it certainly will. So it's an interesting topic and one that's worth taking a look at. You're going to do your original post by Wednesday, and then you're going to do your reply to a classmate's post by next Friday. All right? So let's think a little bit about what's coming up, and that's this in that short week after that. We're going to finally cover chapter 2, which we will talk about business ethics and responsibility. I think it's too early in the class to take it or do it in sequence of the chapters, and it really kind of brings to bear a lot of different things, and it's really embodied very well in the chapter's good. It's a good read. Lots in there. I put a lot of other material in there as well. But you're going to watch a movie, which is a movie about Enron called The Smartest Men in the Room. It's a documentary. It's an award-winning documentary. It's really outstanding. It's one of the most amazing stories in recent history of an American corporation that things don't go so well for. And you'll try to identify it with all the things that we've learned in class. You're going to find out a lot about where they failed, basically. So you're going to do that, and then there's a quiz that's available that week on one specific day. It's extra credit, and it's 10 points, 10 questions, 10 points, multiple choice. So I think you'll do fine if you watch the movie. And it's a great movie. Most people like it. And then the other module that we're going to cover off on is you're going to do that on your own. Is basically we're going to bring what you did last week and doing a marketing plan for Me Inc. and updating or creating your resume. If you do that and get it turned into me by Monday the 22nd, first off, I'll give you some feedback. Not that I'm an expert on resumes, but I am an expert on hiring people. I shouldn't say I'm an expert on it. I've just done it a lot. So I've been the hiring manager for hundreds and hundreds of positions in my career. So I know what hiring managers think and what they do when they go through this whole process. So I will give you some feedback if I can. All right. So that's about it. And I'll give you more details on what's coming up next week when next week comes around. Taking a look in our class site. Let's take a look there. You have some things you can potentially look over. Pardon me, just 1 minute. You're going to do a little move this thing. Okay. We're going to talk about under technology. There's a lot of things going on. I put a couple of things out there, a couple of videos on that I think are good that would be helpful for you to watch. One of them is about artificial intelligence. It's a pretty quick video, but it gives you a real good overview about what's the technology behind artificial intelligence. There's one about big data if you want to learn more about that. And 3D printing, just to me, is fascinating how much that's actually changed things and how things are put together. So take a look at all those videos if you get a chance. They're all optional, as you see. They're not something that you have to watch, but if you're interested in it, definitely do that. That is for module, I should say for chapter 14. Module 16 or chapter 15 is about accounts and accounting information. I don't have a ton of stuff out there, but I know some of you are very interested in the becoming an accountant and also learning about, maybe potentially becoming a certified public accountant. And I thought it was a pretty interesting video on how hard is the CPA exam, and gives you a rough idea of what's involved with that. So that's there for your optionally there for your consumption. And then in chapter 16, module 17, that's where we talk about money and the role of banking. We don't have a discussion post around this, but there's some optional things out here that you might want to take a look at. You don't necessarily have to read them all, but I would go through the video called "Should the Government Bail Out Big Banks?" I'm sorry, that was wrong. That's not the right one. It's let me find the right one, and I'll tell you which one it is. And there's all kinds of things in here that you might find very, very interesting. I think that is it, actually. So, but the point of it is take a look through it. We experienced in the not very distant past a serious crisis of our banking system, and it was done. There's a lot of things going on with that, but it was the great bailout. So the question is, should the government actually bail out banks? So that's the video that you might want to take a look at for that. We don't, just to be clear, we do not have a discussion post on that. Okay. And then, if you're really interested in learning more about the Fed, Frontline did an outstanding documentary on it, which is, their Frontlines are generally an hour long, and I can't remember if this one is, but I believe it is. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and in learning more of this, a fantastic piece that was done by them. Okay, and then the final chapter is really for next week is about finance and what finances are about. Don't think personal finances. Think about finance and financial management as a way to fund the organization. So it's no small thing. You want to be able to fund your organization, and that's what the finance and financial people are involved with. So you get a rough idea. It doesn't go into the hardcore of financial analysis or any of the things that you might learn in a finance class. And by the way, I teach the Introduction to Finance, or Principles of Finance, here at Oakton. I've had several students take that class that had taken this class from me as well. So we get into much more of the details of what financial management is and what finance concerns itself with, basically. So, and by the way, the other people that teach it are probably better than I am. So take it from them if you want, But and under any circumstance, if you want to learn more about it, certainly do that. Okay, so that about wraps up the introduction to this coming week. You've got a lot going on between now and the end of class, so do your very, very best to get at it. Last thing I want to point out to you is, because we're in the last parts of class, there's really no delays or anything out that I can do to put off anything at this point, because we have to get it all wrapped up here very, very shortly. So, and we push it all the way to the end of the class time period. So, okay. Reach out if you have any questions, and best of luck.